As a recap.
In another one of his more popular stories, Metamorphosis, the protagonist Gregor Samsa awakes into having suddenly been turned into an insect with no clear explanation. The first and recurring issues Gregor faces throughout the novel are the problems of getting to work, dealing with his boss, and providing financially for his inconsiderately needy family. Gregor, of course, cannot do this. He is a bug, and so he experiences increased dread trying to deal with his situation while becoming a useless nuisance to his family. In both stories, the protagonists are faced with sudden, absurd circumstances. There are no explanations, and in the end, there is no real chance of overcoming them. They are outmatched by the arbitrary, senseless obstacles they face, in part because they can't understand or control any of what is happening. The crux of Kafka's style and work seems to be carried by this confrontation with the absurd, a conflict in which a character's efforts, reasoning, and sense of the world are met with inescapable parameters of senselessness, wherein success is both impossible and, in the end, ultimately pointless, and yet they try anyway. It's fair to argue that one interpretation is that these circumstances are emblematic of Kafka's take on the human condition. Specifically, the unyielding desire for answers and conquest over the existential problems of anxiety, guilt, absurdity, and suffering, paired with an inability to ever really understand or control the source of the problems and effectively overcome them. But the kicker and perhaps most important part is, even in the face of absurd, despairing circumstances, Kafka's characters don't give up. At least initially, they continue on and fight against their situations, trying to reason, understand, or work their way out of the senselessness. But in the end, it is ultimately to no avail. Perhaps in this, Kafka is suggesting that the struggle to find solace and understanding is both inescapable and impossible. As conscious, rational beings, we fight against the absurdity, trying to resolve the discrepancy between us and the universe. But ironically, we only serve to self-perpetuate the very struggle we are trying to resolve by trying to resolve the unresolvable. And in this sense, on some level, we almost want the struggle. Of course, this is just one interpretation. Ultimately, because of its vague, surreal, and inexplicable quality, Kafka's work lends itself to nearly as many interpretations as readers. Perhaps the idea is that we should accept our absurd condition and not take it so seriously. Perhaps the idea is that we should and must struggle against it. Or perhaps the idea is that we can't know what the idea is. In truth, only Kafka will ever have known exactly what his work meant, and it's fair to speculate that in some sense, perhaps not even him. What is undeniable, though, is that Kafka's work has left a lasting impact on literature, philosophy, and humanity at large. It has helped readers around the world feel less alone in their own hunches of truth and moments of Kafkaesque experiences. Kafka's own story is not necessarily unusual. His father, although cruel, his life, although sad, neither were nor are all that uncommon. To be born into a faulty family, bad place in the world, or a weak body or brain. To live and die having never recognized one's full potential, to have been stuck in a bureaucratic cog of a business organization or government system, to have felt the guilt and anxiety of existence for no clear reason. We have all, at least at times, experienced the Kafkaesque. Kafka's work is not considered great because it describes something profoundly unique, but because it describes something mundanely common in a profound way, an encapsulation of an often indescribable experience, a part of life that touches us all.
Speak for yourself.